Just saw the latest Batman v Superman trailer that was released earlier today, and I gotta say, I'm pretty damn excited about it. So let's break this down. This opens up with, I guess, a dinner party, and it looks to be hosted by Lex Luthor. Bruce Wayne pulls up, and Clark Kent is there as a reporter, and he asks someone who that is getting out of the car. So Clark starts asking Bruce Wayne about the vigilante bat figure in Gotham City, and Bruce Wayne's kind of pissed off about it, saying he's a hypocrite because every time that their hero over in Metropolis saves someone, they write a puff story about it. And then, as they're kind of getting mad at each other a little bit, Lex Luthor interrupts and seems to know both of them. He says that he likes bringing people together, so obviously he's hosting this party for some reason. It's not a good reason, probably. But one question I have here is, how does Lex Luthor know who Clark Kent is, just as an average reporter? Yes, he should know who Bruce Wayne is, but why does he know Clark Kent's name? So he kind of shakes their hand, and he hints a little bit that he may know something's up with Clark, because he shakes his hand and says, wow, strong grip, don't get in a fight with this guy. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So again, they have this conversation as it shows a few scenes of Superman saving things. Bruce Wayne says it's hypocritical that they write puff pieces for him in the Daily Planet, but yet Batman is supposedly feared in Gotham City and is looked upon as a vigilante because he has this vigilante justice where he leaves people tied up for the police and burns bat symbols into their chest and things like that. So the tension's right there at the beginning, and I'm fucking loving it. And Bruce Wayne mentions during this conversation that they're talking about an alien that could burn the whole place down, and of course Clark says, well, not everybody agrees with that, Mr. Wayne. And he's kind of like, well, it must be the Gotham City in me. I just don't have a very good record with people dressed like clowns, which I thought was a pretty damn good line, referring to the Joker, of course. And notably enough, when he said he has a bad history of people dressed like clowns and referring to the Joker, they show the Robin suit, so we're going to assume that this is the point where one of the Robins, I'm not sure if it's Dick Grayson or the other one, has been killed. And then we come across the scene where Superman kind of flies down in this tunnel. You see these guards with these Superman patches on their jackets. So I'm not sure if that's actually real, or this is some kind of nightmare dream sequence, or this is perhaps a Superman who has been affected by kryptonite, perhaps, that has been synthesized by Lex Luthor. I don't see Superman having a clan of guys with guns with patches on their jackets like he's some kind of god. I don't see him being that way, unless this is some kind of dream sequence or nightmare, because Batman's dressed in this cool duster, and we've seen the scenes where he's fighting before this apparently, but he's chained up. Superman walks in, and this was the little teaser that came out a few days ago, and he walks down this tunnel, and he has Batman chained up and pulls his mask off, and he looks pissed off, like he's the Superman that's been affected by kryptonite, the asshole Superman that drinks during the day. So that's one of my questions for you guys. In this particular sequence, do you think this is real, as far as him looking like an asshole and going towards Batman and has him chained up with guys with Superman patches on? Or is this some kind of dream sequence that Batman is having? We hear Lex Luthor talking to the senators. He's obviously trying to convince everyone that Superman's a bad guy and he's dangerous. And of course, that's also going to be the main story between their fight before they join up. Because in Man of Steel, of course, when Superman fights Zod, they basically destroy the whole fucking city. So he believes he's dangerous and he can destroy the world. So that's what ticks Batman off in the first place, I believe, is to go after him because he really doesn't understand what he's about. And of course, Lex Luthor is probably the driving force behind this wedge he's trying to create. And we also hear Alfred trying to basically talk Batman down from this, basically saying you're going to start a war and you can't win. And Batman says, no, he brought the war to us. So again, he's kind of afraid what he might be able to do. I mean, he's essentially a god on Earth. And again, this whole trailer right here plays out that Lex Luthor is the one driving this wedge between them because it's like the battle of the Titans for him. We hear Lex talking about, this is the greatest gladiator match in the history of the world, and of course that's what he's trying to do. And this kind of goes back to my point I had mentioned in this teaser trailer I did, 6-8 months ago, whatever it was, that, Superman really would have no problem killing Batman. And he's actually telling him in these sequence of fight scenes we're seeing in this trailer that, hey, just stay down. If I wanted you dead, I'd already killed you. And I love the line that Lex Luthor says, the son of Krypton versus the bat of Gotham. And then, of course, we see Zod's body, and I think Lex Luthor has a hold of him, and he says something to the effect of, man won't kill God, but the devil will do it. So it looks like that he's doing some experiments on Zod's dead body. And then, of course, we see that Zod has been turned into somebody we pretty much suspected was going to be the villain in this movie, and that is Doomsday. And he probably remembers the last person that killed him, or the only person that killed him, would be Superman. He comes flying out of a building, and he's about to kill Batman. And of course, he shoots his, big fireball laser beam thingy at him, or his heat vision, I should say, since he is Kryptonian. And then we see it get blocked, and this big blast of energy and it ends up being Wonder Woman. And then of course we have the scene where it looks like the fighting's over between them. It probably had already happened, I'm assuming, in the scene. And this looks like the first time she's shown up, because Superman says, "Is she with you?" And Batman said, "I thought she was with you." So it looks like they've already got over their feud. They'd probably already been fighting Doomsday, at least for a few minutes or something in this scene. And then Wonder Woman shows up to join the Justice League, because this is called Dawn of Justice. So I gotta say, guys, I'm really excited about this movie now. Before, I was a little bit apprehensive about it. I was apprehensive about Ben Affleck playing Batman and not really finishing the Superman story, since in Man of Steel he had just essentially arrived here. Now that I see this full trailer and we get a better idea of what's going on, I'm really kind of looking forward to it now, and I think DC is doing a good job on this. And usually DC doesn't have their shit together like Marvel, so really digging this. So I want to know what you guys think. What do you like about the trailer that you've seen? What do you like about the movie so far and the ideas? And what do you think about Doomsday being created from apparently Zod by Lex Luthor? So let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for all the support, you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to get everything. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.